Today, I'll be playing the most realistic mobile flight sim to ever exist. I am back with the most graphically intensive flight sim that you could possibly find on a mobile device. Today, we're gonna fly a Boeing 777, but this time we're not gonna be Air New Zealand. This time we're gonna fly for Qatar Airways. We're gonna actually taxi out from the tarmac. Okay, so first of all, talking graphically, as you can see, this sim is actually very nice. You can see an MD-11 right there. You can see a 757 standing over there. So this is definitely a cargo spot, it seems like it. This looks pretty cool in terms of like realism. You can see the tower, you can see the runways, you can see everything. This is so cool, I love it. Examining the aircraft, we can see the two giant GE90 engines, the most powerful and the largest current engines. They're about to be succeeded by the GE9X, but that's for another story.
Qatar 969, ready to taxi to runway 25 right.
Qatar 269, taxi to runway 25 right, contact tower when ready.
Taxi to runway 25 right and contact tower when ready. Qatar 629.
Alright, so we're gonna increase our throttles just a little bit. I'm not sure if you can change load factors yet. Oh, one more thing. You guys recommended in the comments that there's actually a button that you can do assigned to the nose wheel. So I did that in the bottom right corner. So thank you. So let's taxi to runway 25 right. What flaps should we use? We're gonna try using flaps 15 because we're not that heavy, but we're not light. So we're just gonna go ahead and try, oh my God, what are you doing? Actually, let's go to cockpit view for full immersion. So the cockpit is actually very well done. As you can see, we have the altimeter right here. Then to the left, we have the speedometer. To the right is the altitude meter. So this is very, very well 3D modeled. I know how much of a pain it is to 3D model all those switches and buttons because I've taken a 3D animation class and it takes so long. So before entering the runway, we're gonna check left, check our right, make sure no one is arriving. We're gonna turn a little bit. We need the full length runway over here. We're having slight technical difficulties, but I'm sure we'll get over them. So we are gonna be ready for takeoff in just, oh my God. They even replicated the slow maneuverability of the 777, which I actually appreciate.
Qatar 961, ready for takeoff runway 25 right.
Qatar 961, runway 25 right, RNAV doctor, cleared for takeoff.
RNAV doctor, runway 25 right, Qatar 961, cleared for takeoff.
Alright, so now that we are ready for takeoff, we're gonna go ahead and increase our throttles to 50%, let the engine stabilize, and then go full toga thrust with these GE90 engines. These engines sound awesome, if you don't know that already. 50% thrust is set, beautiful. There we go, and we can go toga in just a little bit, just let them stabilize a little bit more, and there we go, we can go toga thrust. Rotation speed should be right around 140, I want to say, because that's just, the sweet spot. Rotate. Gear goes up. V1, V2, positive rate. But man, we're not here to focus on the technicality of pilots. Even though this is not the best scenery, this is actually pretty decent compared to Infinite Flight. I mean, look at Infinite Flight and look here. Look how good the airports here are. And then from a high altitude, the scenery actually doesn't look that bad. Props to whoever developed this simulator. I actually quite like it. Let's go to passenger view, see what passengers are seeing. This is most likely a first class seat. That's the economy view. Pretty nice, pretty nice. So we have a bunch of different views. We have this view too, probably like the first row of economy, comfort or something. All right, so now that we've taken off, let's land this thing. I don't want to land this at LAX. I want a more challenging airport, like San Diego, for example. That is sort of a challenging airport because it sits kind of like in a bowl. It's a relatively short runway. It's not the shortest runway in the world, but due to restrictions, because it's so close to the city, it's not the best runway to land on. In my previous video, I landed on runway 27 from the east. This time, I want to land from the left on runway 9er. Problem is, in San Diego, they use runway 9er only when it's foggy or windy or whatever. Normally, they use 27, but that's not a big deal. So here we go. I'm gonna go to the cockpit view just to maintain realism. I'm gonna use autopilot to keep up with the auto throttle. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. It does it for itself. Oh, you can do auto land? Nah, I want to land this plane by myself. I don't want to be lazy. Like, I want to land manually and visually, preferably. Oh, we're gonna stall out. Come on, auto throttle, you're not doing your job. You're supposed to do your job correctly and you're not doing it, which is not good, which is absolutely bad. So I don't want that to happen. We might have to go around actually. We are almost there. We almost approached the runway. Oh, that's a nice 747. Man, I wish San Diego actually had 747s of that capacity. For now, we only get British Airways. 50. I don't want to overrun either. I feel like I'm overpowered. I gave it a little too much thrust on landing, but that's okay. We're gonna make a hard landing. It wasn't that hard, but it wasn't too smooth. Let's brake. And wow, this plane is good at braking. Or is that auto brake? Let's taxi off the runway and go to our gate. So flaps go up back up to 0. I don't want to go too fast fast on the taxiway like I did last time. I'm afraid I'm gonna get a speeding ticket. We're gonna taxi off the runway, go right to the gate, this time right by those American Airlines 767s. I'm not even sure if those are 767s. I think they are, but they could be A300s, but who cares? Actually, I'm gonna find a nice spot right by these two 757s. I'm not used to controlling this plane. That's why I'm like veering off left and right. I'm really sorry about that. Sorry if I caused your eyes to burn. So as you can see, this simulator is pretty good. Even San Diego has very realistic scenery, as well as over there, those buildings have very nice resolution. They're taken directly from Google Maps, and that's not to say it's a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing because it maintains realism. So if you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. Smack that like button. I have a Twitter. You can follow me if you want. If you don't want to, that's totally fine. And I have a Discord server, so join that. That's actually pretty cool. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.